Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Jaden. Um, and I don't know if I ever made a video on this specifically, but um, I guess I'll just be talking about college or whatever. Not like necessarily how it's going in college right now, because I'm not even in college until uh, 5 days from now, which is no 6 days from now. So February 1st. Um, so I'm not back in on campus yet, but it's not a video on college specifically Cheyney University. It's more so about like how I went about applying to colleges and such. Um, I don't know. I just figure, I don't think I made a video on it yet. If I did, I'll probably delete this. But I don't think I have. So I don't know. I'll just have at it, and that'll be that. Um, I feel like I did though. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I'll just look at my other videos and you know see what it was. Anyways, so um, the whole idea of college, really didn't hit me until like quite literally, like almost the middle of senior year. It was really funny because um, it was very funny because in high school, in the high school that I went to, um, I genuinely wanted to get held back. Um, because I mean, I swear I say this every video. But for some reason, I feel like, nobody watches every single video of the same YouTube channel. So I feel like I gotta say it every time. But, you know, I happened to skip eighth grade. And then when I went back to the school district, I happened to be a grade ahead of all my friends. So I genuinely wanted to get held back. Um, but, the college counselor, when I told her about it, she was like, "That's probably not the best idea." I'm paraphrasing. Um, it was actually it was a lot. She was very shocked because I guess that's, well, obviously it's not a common thing that people want to get like held back. Um, but I had my reasons, my very naive reasons. Um, so yeah, I wanted to get held back, and obviously it didn't work. Um, for good reason in hindsight. Um, so she didn't allow me to get held back. I'm sure if I would have told my mom about this, obviously she would have said no. Um, and so that happened. So after I was told no, um, I figured okay, well, if I have to go to college, if I have to pass, if I have to finish 12th grade out, then let me just do it. So I ended up around like the middle of 12th grade to around the end. That's when I got no, no, no. So that's not how college really started, but I started caring about college to the middle of like 12th grade, cuz at the end of 11th grade, that's when the first college like emailed my school email. It was a college called uh I can't pronounce it correctly, but it's a college in New York, and it's called uh Ren Ren Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. It's a really good engineering school. It's a really good STEM school. Apparently, it's one of the better ones in New York, at least for a public school. I think it's public. Um, they emailed me. They said, whatever the college emails say, and they were like, "We'll give you a free application." So I was like, "Oh, that's dope." And that was at the end of 11th grade, but I didn't really care because of the reasons that I wanted to get held back. But anyways, during the middle of senior year, that's when I figured, okay, now I should start caring about colleges. Because all throughout senior year, that's when more colleges began to email me. Because by that time, I took my first SAT. My first SAT actually wasn't that. I didn't do that well. Actually, both my SATs, I didn't really do that well. Um, in the SA. Well, no, no, the SAT is worldwide. I'm thinking of the PSSAs. Yeah. So the SAT, or it's at least countrywide. So the SAT, the first one I got in 1150. Um, and I didn't study for it. I didn't, do much. I didn't like study. I didn't get like counseling or what are they called? The people that help you out, the whatever they're called, right? I didn't get like anyone to help me study. I didn't study myself. I was just like, all right, let me just do this. I took it. I got an 1150, and then more and more colleges began to email me. More like state colleges. Nothing like too fancy, but they weren't terrible schools either. They were just like, all right, yeah, we saw your score. We want to, you want to join or whatever the emails say. And then after that, because with that SAT score, I did see a couple colleges that I kind of liked. For example, I saw Temple, um, which is interesting because I'm wearing the Temple beanie. Um, Shout out to my sister, because she went to Temple. That's why I have this. So anyways, Temple emailed me. Drexel emailed me. No, Drexel emailed me after I took my second. But like I'm saying, there was a couple colleges that emailed me that I actually liked. Meanwhile, there were like a whole bunch of colleges that I didn't really care for. Um, so then I took the second SAT. Like literally, quite literally, it was almost like 3 months before I finished 12th grade out. So I took the second SAT. I got a 1260. And also I I got an 1150 on the first SAT, which wasn't necessarily my fault because when I went back to the district, the school district, they put me in lower math classes because apparently the online school curriculum didn't follow the brick and mortar school curriculum. So apparently I didn't take certain geometries, I didn't take certain algebras. So they made me like practically retake the classes that I took online. So I was like I was taking classes a grade lower than what I should take as an 11th grader. So at the time. So I had to like practically teach myself pre-algebra, not pre-algebra, pre-calc. I had to teach myself a little bit of calculus too. Um, Not too far, but like practically just until you get to like the functions part of it, which really isn't calc. I guess it's really just pre-calculus. Um, so I had to teach myself pre-calc. I did a little bit of English, but not too much because I don't like reading. So I did all that. Then I took the second SAT and I got a 1260. Um, so after that, that's when even more colleges emailed me, and there was even more colleges that I kind of liked. For example, Drexel emailed me, um, and Drexel was the college that I kept my eye on for the longest. Because it's in Philly, it's in like downtown Philly, um, which is it's a really nice city. It is downtown Philly. Is it downtown or like central? It's like Center City, Philly, actually. Um, so Drexel emailed me, NJIT emailed me, which is New Jersey Institute of Technology. It's like MIT, but Jersey, obviously. Um, and a couple others. I think University of Louisville, which is I think is a decent college. Louisville emailed me, um, and some other state colleges. So that's when I started to care because again, a lot of schools that I actually kind of cared for started to email me, and it was really nice because they all gave me like free or not free scholarships. They all gave me like free applications. Um, so I did what I had to do. I did all the application work. Um, and they responded like I don't know. I don't know how long it takes because honestly, this is all kind of a blur to me actually. Um, like it's a blur and it's for a good reason because so I did all I did. I did what I had to do. I did the applications for like the 30 plus colleges that emailed me and such. Um, and the schools that I actually had to pay the applications for were the ones that I cared about. So Drexel, NJIT, Louisville. Oh, there's a school in Florida. It was another Institute of Technology. but it wasn't like Florida. It was called something, but they emailed me, and another school in Pennsylvania I actually paid for. So it was really nice because most of the schools actually accepted my application, and I guess I got accepted into the college. Um, a couple of the schools I didn't get accepted to, which was the one in Florida. Um, excuse me, I'm sorry. There's a school in Florida. There was, I did try to get into a dream school, which is UPenn. Uh, I mean, UPenn is obviously an amazing school. It's an Ivy League, for good reason. It's an amazing school. I do plan on going there. Uh, I mean, I don't know how the situation would be, but I do plan on going there. Um, but yeah, I tried to get in there. It didn't work. I don't think Louisville accepted me either. And then the school in Florida. So, but the ones that I actually cared about, like Temple, Drexel, and JIT, they all accepted me. So I was like, okay, that's cool. That's super dope. So at that time, I was wondering, like, okay, what should I start? You know, um, like, what would be the financial situation? Because they all offered me scholarships, but I didn't know like the total financial situation of like how much money it'd be worth per per year, right? Um, and that's when it kind of started to get scary because my mom, she has 3 kids, and two of her children went to college, so I'm sure that's like a lot of money to I mean to spend, right? I mean, although I'm sure my sisters are gonna be the ones paying off the loans. I don't know how the financial situation works. Like, I'm still a kid, right? But yeah, so I didn't want I didn't want my mom to feel overwhelmed, for a third kid to go into college with debt, with me having debt or her having even more debt. I don't know, but I just didn't want my mom to be overwhelmed. So at that point, I didn't really care about how good the school was. It was more so what was the best scholarship that any of these schools offered. Um, and I think with all the colleges that I got accepted to, there was a school in Pittsburgh. Um, I think it was called Point Park University. Um, it was either Point Park University or the school in Pittsburgh. Point Park actually wasn't in Pittsburgh. It was another. Um, so I think we chose that school for the time being, and they gave me like half off plus a little bit more because I was a minority. I'm black. So I was like, okay, that seems decent enough. Um, but I just it kind of sucked to know that my mom probably still had to pay for stuff. Then, I would say it's out of left field, but honestly, and yeah, by that point, I was praying. I was really, really praying, that God would offer me something like a free, like a full ride, and it was like an everyday prayer. I was, because it wasn't necessarily for me. It was I did it so that my mom wouldn't have to worry. I mean, obviously, it's cool if I don't have to pay anything, but I don't know. It didn't feel right that my mom would have to, you know, again, like pay for stuff that she didn't need to. I don't know. I don't know how to word it, but it's like, it just didn't seem right for me. So I kept praying that, God would offer something, for like a full ride for me and such. And, you know, I think it was like maybe, I don't know, a month and a half. Um, even more colleges would, what's the word? Even more colleges would email me and such. Colleges, again, that I didn't really care for. But they have nice scholarships, but they weren't like complete. It wasn't like. A full ride. Um, and then out of nowhere, out of nowhere, out of nowhere, it was a Saturday. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I'm lying. Um, I do know the month. It was in December. It was a random day in December. Maybe it was a Friday. Maybe it was a Friday. I think it might have been a Friday because I didn't go to school the next day. I don't think. So it might have been a Friday. I don't know, but it was in December, right? Hold on. Let me. I'm sorry if this takes long, cause let me just find out. Cause I was so happy when I found this out. Like it, it blew my mind. It, it, it blew my mind. I promise you it did. Like I just, hold on. I apologize if this takes long. I need to figure this out. I need to figure this out. Oh man, I don't want it to take so long. Okay. So I think I said it was December. It was nowhere near December. I'm sorry, but so it was. Well, I guess it kind of was near December. It was almost the end of January, and there was this school that just randomly my college counselor she kind of just randomly you know throws out. It's called Cheyney University of Pennsylvania. So I look it up. She's like, there's this school called Cheyney University of Pennsylvania. Um, they offer good scholarships because it's a HBCU. And obviously I'm black. And if you have a good GPA, you might be able to get into the school for free. Out of nowhere, I've never heard. And I was like, okay, that's crazy, because like this came out of nowhere. Like I never heard of this school a day in my life, which is a shame because I live in Pennsylvania. Like I've been here for what 11 years now, and I've never heard this HBCU. So, anyways, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, no worries. So she hands me like this form or something, and then she emails me. Yeah, so it says January 20th or something. Yeah, January 19th. So I'm like, okay, let me look this school up or whatever. Um, she emails me the stuff. She emails me the application. I think that's. I think I also had to pay for that, but I'm cool with paying for it if I have a shot at getting a full ride. So I looked at the requirements that you needed to get this Keystone Scholarship. Turned out the Keystone Scholarship was a full ride to Cheyney University. Um, you needed to have a 3.5 GPA at the time. They lowered it once I actually got on campus, which is kind of weird, but regardless, for the time being, you needed a 3.5 GPA. And it would have been cool, had you, taken some honors classes, some AP classes. And at the time, I think I was taking all honors, but only one AP. And you needed a certain SAT score. And the second time, I got a 1260, and I think you needed an 1100 or something. So I put all the stuff on the application. I paid for it or something, or I guess my mom did. It was like, I don't know, something like $25, $30, I don't know. But we sent it in. We submitted it online. 2 weeks later, I get 2 weeks later, I get um I get a email from, I'm not gonna say her name. I don't know. I don't feel right about saying names. But I get an email from, I guess, the lady who handles these applications, and she says, "Dear Jaden Reddick, congratulations on your acceptance to the Cheyney University Honors Program. We are currently in the process of awarding the final 15 Keystone Scholars." And I was one of them. And I'm telling you, when I read that email, I yelled so loud. I yelled so loud. Because it was like, number one, obviously, like, God hears you when you pray, you know. But it's like it blew my mind that like something that important, like I can't put it into words, but it's like God heard me and answered me, you know. Like that was, it blew my mind, you know. Um, but yeah, anyways, I got the email that I was accepted into it. I yelled extremely loud. I emailed my college counselor that I got in for free. She was extremely happy. I went. I told my mom instantly. She was blown out of her mind, you know. And from that day on, all we cared about was Cheyney University because obviously it's a full ride. You know, like there's nothing else you should care about. You know, the little bit I was still kind of, you know, leaning towards Drexel, but you know, like what kind of chance do you get at a full ride when you don't have the best SAT score, when you don't have the best GPA? You know, what other chance do you have at a full ride? So again, I was completely, maybe not completely, but I was like 95% just looking towards Cheyney, you know, and you know, to I guess to I can't even say to cut the long story short because it's past 21 minutes, but I guess to cut it, because maybe I would make it like another 10 minutes if I just keep rambling. I'm gonna try to get it below 25 minutes, but to cut this 20-minute, uh, this 30-minute video short to 25, um, you know, we end up going to their open house or whatever. I see the dorm. The dorm looks amazing, you know, and I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to. Even if I didn't choose this, my mom would have chose it for me. Like I was going to Cheney regardless, because my mom, you know, she like I don't know if it's a black mom thing, but my mom, and it's not a slight at all, because you know, regardless, like in hindsight, this was the college for me to go to, you know. But you know, I end up going here, and you know, there's like I don't think it's a coincidence that I got a full ride to the first HBCU founded in 1837. It's not a coincidence that I lived 11 years in the whitest community in the world. Now I'm here in one of the blackest communities in the world. I don't, let me not say the blackest, but in a black community, because I don't like comparing cultures to other cultures. I don't like that. But it's not a coincidence that I was in a white community for most of my life. Now here I am in a black community. You know, sometimes you know when you're not supposed to be in one place. I know I'm supposed to be here. Like I wasn't supposed to be with the people that I was, you know, like I'm supposed to be here, you know? Like I don't know, I can't put it into words, but it's I'm glad that God heard me. I'm glad that he answered my prayers. Um there's there's I can't say much more than that, you know? And I mean, it's only my freshman year, right? It's only semester 2 and like I said, 6 days. So there's more to come, but I that's all I got for right now. So uh if you happen to watch all 25 minutes, thank you. It was just a little story on I guess my college not ambitions, but how I'm here at Cheyney. So I guess not here because right now I'm in my mom's place, but my college is Cheyney University. That's what I'm trying to say. So uh that's all I got. I thank God. Um, and I'm about to make some peach iced tea. So, peace.